Now, this problem, elimination is the same technique we're going to use. It looks a little different because they have a 9 and a 9x and a 9x. They don't have a positive 9x and a negative 9x the way we want it to be. So when it's not the way we want it to be, we're going to have to make it the way we want. Let's go ahead and write it down first. 9x minus 10y is equal to negative 1, and 9x minus 9y is equal to negative 9. Now, what I said, I'm going to remind you, is that we want a negative 9 and a positive 9. We have two positive 9s, so we want one of them to be negative. Really doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to do the first one. So what you want to do is multiply this. Let me see if I can just ask you, can you tell me what we need to multiply by? I'm going to put my earbuds in. Just give me a second. That way I can hear you, but the other, when I put this on YouTube, nobody else will hear you. I don't know why, but we're not supposed to have other students on YouTube, I guess. So can you tell me what we would multiply that by to get it to be a negative 9? It's okay if you're not sure. And like I said, nobody's going to hear you except for me. Can you tell me what we would have to multiply that 9 by to make it a negative 9? Close. That would give us still 9. We want to make it a negative 1, right? Doesn't negative 1 times 9x give us negative 9x? Okay. So we're going to rewrite both problems. The first one will actually get changed. And let me make a little, line here. That means we're going to multiply negative 1 times the 9x times the negative 10y and also times the negative 1. Right? So negative 1 times 9x is negative 9x. Negative 1 times negative 10y is positive 10y. And my y. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. The second equation we didn't have to change, so I'm just going to rewrite it. 9x. If you want, you could put a plus there. And negative 9y and negative 9. Okay. And now I'm going to use circles here. We're going to add the red circle. We're going to add the blue. We're going to add the blue circle. I did have it. The blue, and we're going to add the green circle. So let's just do those. Of course, when we add what's in the red circle, a negative 9x and a positive 9x adds up to 0, the easiest number in the world. We don't have to write it. We can just simplify that, cross them off. When we add up the blue, 10y and negative, same as 10 minus 9, 10y minus 9y, it's just going to give us 1y. And you don't even have to write the 1. Please don't write the 1. Just write the y. And 1 and negative 9 is negative 8. And we're halfway done with this problem. Remember, we had to find x and y. We just found the y. So now what we're going to do is go back to the original problems. It doesn't really matter which one we use here. We have one, I'm going to call it the yellow problem, and I'm going to call the other one the blue problem. Whichever one, which do you think will be easiest to work with, the yellow or the blue? It doesn't matter, they'll both work. What do you think? What's that? The blue, did you say? Okay, so I'm going to write the blue problem. Watch carefully before you write it. Watch how I write the y, though. I'm going to put it in parentheses. So the blue problem is 9x minus 9, and I'm just going to put the y in parentheses, equals negative 9. The y right there, okay? Now, we just got done saying a minute ago, we highlighted it with yellow, that y is equal to negative 8. So we can substitute it. That's the technical word. We can replace it with the y with a negative 8. I like to say erase and replace. We're going to erase that y and replace it with a negative 8. Okay? So what we're going to get is 9x, and then negative times negative is positive. I'm thinking positive 72. and negative 9. Okay. Now we're going to solve this. I've added 72, so we'll need to subtract 72, yeah? From both sides. Subtract 72, subtract 72, and I think we're going to get negative 8. Oh, what happened there? I said 72, didn't I? I just didn't write it. What the heck? Subtract 72. Been thinking 9 in my. And so that's going to give us 9x equals negative 81. And don't we have a much easier equation now? We just have to divide by 9 on both sides. This is a coincidence, by the way, that it's, oh, never mind. I was going to say it's going to, oops. We divide by 9. Now we know 81 divided by 9 is 9, so negative 81 divided by 9 is going to be negative 9. Negative 9. So I'll do that with yellow. So we have a two-part answer, like always. And when we write our answer, we want to put the x first. So first we're going to put the negative 9, and then the negative 8. Okay. Let's go ahead and check this one. All right. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. So I'm going to write what I wrote last time also. When we want to check our answer here, what we're going to do is, first of all, I'll make this bigger. It takes a minute here. What just happened? I may have to forego that here a minute. Where'd it go? All right, I can't seem to get this text thing to work, but let me try here. All right. It won't work on here. There we go. Okay. All right, so just some notes here for everybody to remember to put it in here. Maybe this isn't working out for me here. Gosh. Okay, I seem to get it to work. So let's just go ahead and do what I was going to say. What I was going to write there. We're going to replace the x and the y with negative 9 and negative 8. So if we want to check this, we're going to write both equations and replace the x and the y. So the first equation was 9x minus 10y. Closer. Minus 10y is equal to negative 1. That's going to be x and y. The other equation, the other original equation that we had was 9x minus 9y equals negative 9. Okay. So now we're going to erase and replace again. We're going to erase this x and change it to a negative 9. And we're going to erase the y and we're going to replace it with a negative 8. Let's see, negative 9 and negative 8. Okay. Negative 9 times negative 9 is negative 81. And negative 10 times negative